Hello travelers, Boardman21 here, and as we get closer to patch 8.3, a lot of the uniques that are coming to it that have been created by players are starting to be shown and released to us so that we can see what they are, and today is no different. A few days ago we did Quiet For Me's unique that he has coming, and it's epic. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already, but today we're going to talk to McFluffin and see what he has to say about his unique. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Hello McFluffin, how you doing today?
Hey, board man, doing really well. How about yourself?
Oh, I am doing great, and I am excited about this unique. This thing looks epic. I like that there's multiple of them. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it and why there are 3 of them?
Sure thing. Yeah. So this is the Scales of Atera. It is the unique that I designed with EHG in collaboration for the creator supporter pack, which Quiet For Me was extremely generous and actually purchased for me quite a while ago now. But this is the culmination of that into the unique, and it's an offhand catalyst, and its goal is to allow us to use multiple elements in a single build, which right now is not particularly easy to do.
Yeah, so I noticed that you can have, it looks like any 2 elements at one time?
Yeah, so yeah, you would ask why there are 3 different variations of them. That's because there are actually 3 different combinations of the 3 core elements: fire, lightning, and cold. So you've got your fire lightning, you've got your fire cold, and then you've got your cold lightning. And so each unique can drop as one of those 3 variations and allow for the multi-element play style of the 2 that are combined in that particular unique.
Sweet. And so just looking at this buff, it looks like you enter this stack that you get of Infusion. So you use one element and you use it for, it looks like you can get up to like 10 stacks, 1 per second, and then you switch to another and you just kind of keep switching back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. So you start with one element. Let's say you were gonna go, you got a fire lightning, and you went fireball and lightning blast together. And you cast a fireball, it'll actually start the fire infusion part of it, and that will give you 8% more fire damage every second for 10 seconds. So it's per second. It's not like per cast or on hit. It's every second. So you can't stop the timer once it starts going. And then when it reaches its top, it'll be at 80% more damage. And then once it ends, once you're through the 10 seconds, it will actually cause you to do 80% less fire damage. And then you can cycle over to the other one. Now, while you've got the fire one going on, you actually do less of the lightning damage in this case. So it's really going to punish you if you're using the wrong element at the wrong time, but it's really going to reward you if you're using the right element. So you want to make sure that you're making those switches at the appropriate time and not like weaving them together. You definitely want to focus one, then focus the other, and keep doing that.
Yeah, that's a very interesting unique. That's definitely a different kind of mechanic than what we've had. The other thing that I noticed on here is when you have that element, what happens when you have a say fireball, like your example, that has multiple of the tags? Like you can have fire and lightning in fireball.
Yeah. So like any lightning damage you'd have in fireball would be doing less damage, and then the fire would be doing the more damage at that point. So you definitely, if you're going to use this unique, you really want to focus each skill into one particular element. You don't want to do too much adding other elements in, because they're all going to be way less effective.
Very interesting. So what made you come up with this unique? What was your inspiration on it?
Yeah, so my inspiration on this actually comes from World of Warcraft. I used to raid a lot in World of Warcraft. That was like my main thing for years. And back at the Legion patch, my main class was a Balance Druids, like a boomkin they were called. And it was probably my favorite play style that I'd ever had, where it shifted between the sun and the moon. It would have like this, just like this ramp up in damage on one, and if you timed it properly, you timed your spells and your rotation properly, you could do massive damage. And if you timed it poorly, you would not do good damage. So it was a skill-based type play style that was very rewarding, and I wanted something like that in this game, and I also wanted to be able to rotate between elements or use multiple elements in a build and make it feel good and not feel like I'm completely nerfing my build every time I do it, because right now the meta is definitely to do just one damage type. And so that's where the inspiration came from, kind of combining those two efforts, the love of the boomkin and the desire to be able to rotate between or use multiple damage types in the same build. And we ended up with this.
Yeah, that's super interesting and a nice background to get it from. The last thing that I've got for this is when you find this in the game, let's say that you had all 3 of them, what do you picture yourself using first? What's the first build that you think you're going to put it on?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm still trying to figure that out myself. There's some really interesting possibilities right now. So, and there's like a couple of ways you could look at using it. Like maybe use like a high attack speed combination between like I said, Fireball, Lightning Blast is one example, where both skills are just really good at putting out damage over an extended period of time, and you don't have to worry about mana. Or you could do something like, hey, maybe I'll take Meteor and another high mana cost skill like Volcanic Orb, and maybe I cast Meteor once to start it, and then at the halfway point, and then at the top end, or maybe I cast a couple at the top end to try to really maximize the damage on a high mana cost skill. I'm kind of leaning towards the second right now, even though I originally was thinking more of the first. But I'm not yet sure exactly what skills I'm going to combine yet.
And the other thing that I noticed, and this is just got me curious, is there a reason that you put both attunement and intelligence on it?
Yeah, good observation. So I wanted it to be able to be used by both, really by any spellcaster, and intelligence and attunement are the spell types. So specifically for sorcerer and for primalist. So if you want to use this shaman with lightning cold, it's still an option for you to do that.
Yes, very interesting, unique. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It does look fun. Hopefully, I can find all 3 of them and have any combination that I want to be able to try them out. Is there?
Sorry, I was going to say it'll be a nice. It's got a bit of a chase on it because if you got to get all 3, that means you got to get at least 3 of the uniques, and you'll probably need more because there's a good chance you're going to get 2 of the same type.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the people about this unique?
I don't know if there's really anything else. I really hope everyone enjoys it, and I do hope that it opens up that kind of play style for people who have not had the opportunity to really experiment with multiple skills of different damage types. I hope this gives that choice to the players that didn't have it before now.
Well, I definitely think it will. Some of my favorite playstyles are the ones where you have, 2 damaging skills, especially the Craterborn with Meteor and Fireball, but they're the same element. I think this will give it a little spice, being able to have 2 different elements in there. And it's different than a generator with a spender because, usually the generator is not something you really want to use, you just have to. So this is a little different. I think it'll be really fun.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
All right. Well, always a pleasure to talk to you, McFluffin. But,
you too. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Alright, travelers, and that's going to be it. What do you think about it? Are you excited to get your hands on this and try your hybrid version of a couple of spells? Maybe going fire and lightning, lightning and cold, cold and fire? Let me know in the comments below which combination you think is going to work best. And until next time, stay safe, travelers, and have a good day.